Welcome to Wacky Wednesday, Episode 3. For those who don't know what this week's task was, well, last 2 weeks, the task was, well, I found that on island maps, people were way too secure with what they did. They went up with a really high population amount up to village, and then just grushed their opponent without knowing what the hell was going on. Didn't fishing ship scout, didn't scout their opponent's island, didn't scout anything like that. They just went straight for the grush. As soon as they got to village, didn't build a transport ship and send a scout over, find out what they were doing. They just always expected the grush. Sorry, I nearly said drosh. So my plan was for these 2 weeks, well, 2 weeks since the challenge was issued, I wanted to tear the metagame apart with that, because people were too happy and it was too easy for people just to do that. So the challenge was to get to feudal age, build a transport ship, and attack your opponent on their island. That was the rules. You are allowed to build galleys, to a point, of course. They can't go into a large grush, but you can fake him into going for more galleys. You could, attack his fishing ships a bit, try and get an overreaction from him or an overcommitment in galleys. So that was the challenge. So let's look at who we've got taking up. In the blue, our guy, the legend, we have Savage Wizard, who is a very big supporter of the Wacky Wednesday. I think this would be either his second or third time, might even be his third time appearing on it. I think he's been in every single one. Or at least he's sent one in for every single one. So good on you, Savage Wizard. We love you for that. And who's he playing against? He is going to be playing against Blue, a Broken Bullet, who is playing in red, which annoys me, especially when someone says blue. And that's weird. But anyway, I'm not here to give pointers. I'm here to have fun. So it's about that time, of course, where we should look at the civs. So we will. Red, of course, playing in Spanish. Wizard playing as Huns. Not average civilizations for islands so much. Huns, yeah, you can get away with that. But anyway, we are here to have a laugh because we are sick of seeing all our rated games. I don't think we've actually seen anything big happen since the last one. Actually, the Master of Arabia was since the last one, I think. So, yeah, congrats over there. Great games there. And I saw, somebody stole my thing and put it on AOC Zone. The night metagame shift. Yeah, I know it was you. I know who you were. I know you saw it, and then you did. A bit awkward considering the games were played on like the 4th, I think it was, of this month, and the game that I played only just went up yesterday, and then the day that happens, I see this post on ASC Zone referencing the same game, which was so long ago. Yeah, it's kind of a giveaway there, and I'm sure lots of people saw it. I actually even tweeted it. That's actually a good point. Actually, I'm going to say this right now, just while we're waiting for everything to happen. If you're not following me on Twitter, you should start really quickly, because for the 1,000 subscribers, chances are I'm going to be playing a game with Twitter followers, and I'm going to invite them over Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter yet, it means you're not going to be in for a chance. So definitely go for that. It will. I haven't decided what type of game it will be. Actually, there we go. While we are waiting, chuck your comments in the, well, below section. What do you think we should play? It will be a 4v4. And I will be playing on one team. The teams will be fully randomized. Would you like to see, I don't know, there could be CBA, we could do a tiny deathmatch. Something like that, something crazy, have fun. Let me know in the comments below. So let's see what we're actually got right now. 2030 population currently for, who have we got? We've got a Broken Bullet. Wizard, what are you on right now? He's on 41, going up. That's a lot. Currently 12 minutes in, 41 pop. He's got his fishing ships out. His opponent, of course, having his out, going for the second dock. Now, looks like that villager was going to get killed by that wolf, though. That is bad luck. Still hasn't got loom on those villagers. A very interesting fact there. And Wizard still doing damage to these guys. And it looks like he's about to make it up, actually. Let's have a quick squiz. Yeah, he's just about there now. So, let's just talk about Huns quickly. What are Huns good at? Huns are good with cavalry archers. That is why everyone uses them. And because of that, they really aren't used that much on the water. They do save that wood, of course, which means they can get that bonus for fishing ships. But honestly, when it comes down to it, if we look at this gap here, cavalry archers can't cross that without help. And that's why we have the friendly transport ship, which is about to be created as soon as these guys here are ready. And get some fish. There we go. And in we go. See, I've watched these games beforehand, and that's actually another point I really want to make. I don't watch games before I commentate them, so I can't really take sides before. Of course, you probably saw that in the arena game where I had no idea what was going on at all. But seriously, let's get into this. So cavalry archers are other things for Huns. So as Huns, what do? You ship over to your opponent's base and spam archery ranges on his island without him knowing. And then, as soon as he sees that scout, there's a big, huh? and I actually want to see this. Can we catch that? We're not going to be able to catch that. How you get here? 11 wizard. Lol. That's awesome. That is great. And the answer, of course, magic. That's great. So let's jump back, and over here we'll continue watching from your point of view, just because I love seeing these things happen. Actually, we'll wait a little bit, and we'll just look at the archer range spam right now. So wizard is already going up to Castle Edge. We have seen that, and there's been quite a few fishing ships out so far, but we haven't really seen anything. The Grush is coming out from Broken Bullet right now, and he's going to come down here and kill off these fishing ships. And there we go. And the thing, of course, if you're not Grush by 19 minutes into the game, you know there's something weird going on generally. So that's just a little heads up. So, still in fast, of course, and we've got Bullet doing exactly what he needs to be. Going out here, what happened to those galleys? There was one there. Fishing ships over here for Wizard, just continuing to go offshore fish, because that's all he's got available at the moment. Focusing, of course, all of his economy, well, at least as much as possible, onto gold and wood. Because, well, when you've got this many archer ranges up ready to go, you're just going to spam cavalry archers into your opponent's base. So I think he should just be about to age up. There we go, and let's see what we see from our friend Broken Bullet's point of view right now. And it looks like he's going to go try and kill some fishing ships anytime soon. He's going out with a blacksmith here, trying to get a wall off, which is good. Sim sitting it over here a little bit, which is something we all try to resist quite heavily. And let's have a look over here. So the cavalry archers have started, and here we go. No idea whatsoever what's going over here. And here come the cavalry archers right now. He is going to be able to pick off quite a few villages here, especially because he hasn't got loom yet. Loom, of course, not necessary on islands particularly, but when there's cavalry archers in your base, it really becomes worth it quite a bit. And trying to get this wall up here, but cavalry archers, of course, no, no, no. You cannot wall against cavalry archers. They just do too well right now. Trying to get this palisade up over here, and what do we see? We see no stopping on that piece of palisade there. And, of course, because of that, you cannot get that wall up. Fishing ships have been killed off so far for Wizard, yet he remains in the point lead. These cavalry archers are, of course, going to be able to do a hell of a lot of damage once he decides to shift them across the map. Here we go, and these guys should be killed off right now without too much trouble. So at this stage, Broken Bullet, what can you do? There's a siege workshop coming up in your base. You have no barracks whatsoever. At this stage, you're in trouble. Lumber camp getting taken out pretty much completely. This area over here now uninhabitable. This area as well uninhabitable. Trying to go up to Castle Edge, very valiant effort there, but until you get some military buildings up, there's actually nothing you're going to be able to do with that. Your best chance probably would have been to go with scouts, honestly. Even skirmishes, of course, could work when you're defending a small area like this. Battering ram is coming in for Wizard right now, so this is pretty much a good game. Unless, of course, these galleys, I think there was a cheat back in Age of Empires 1, I think it was Flying Dutchman or something, but he could get ships to go on land, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away with it in this game. Of course, not garrisoning this town center either, because there's just this massive cavalry archers here, and there's not a lot he's going to be able to do about it. We should see the resign from Broken Bullet any second now. He did get to Castle Age, though, so that's always a plus. He can say, I got landed with cavalry archers, but I was in Castle Age. That's good. You can say that. Instead of saying, I got landed with cavalry archers and died, you can chuck Castle Age in there. Be proud, man. Getting taken over in this area too. Looks like the Sim City is going to be going down. The monsters are attacking, or earthquakes probably more just fitting, considering we've got battering rams on here. But then again, I always loved Godzilla smashing down those houses. And getting taken out again. Villagers starting to get some combat onto. So let's have a look at the map quickly. What have we got for Wizard? He does have a scout over here. All his units are still over here. And this area is just completely done at the moment. Galleys still out in play for Bullet, but not a lot else. So let's just speed this up quickly and just get to the end of this, because we all know how this is going to end. Unless we see an amazing comeback from Broken Bullet at this stage. And that would be pretty amazing. So let's check out Wizard's population on 92 currently. And what do we have from Bullet? We get the 11. And that's it. That's all we have from this Bullet at this stage. Is 11, 11, 11. And well, when you get rushed like this, it's about all you can say. Or you can rage. Lots of people love to rage when this happens. So, Broken Bullet, awesome job, man. If you get the GG in there, it'd be good. And even demanding a rematch after this. Now that is a true champion. Not giving up, not raging out, but going, can we have a rematch after? That's actually genius. And there we go. I thought I was safe. Then you transport my ass. And that's exactly what the theme of today's games is. Transporting their ass when they think they're safe. Alright guys, that was game 1, and this gives you a pretty good overview of what we're going to be going into. So I'll see you guys in game 2, and we'll check out something a little bit different and just unstandard. Welcome to game 2 in our Wacky Wednesday series, where we tell our players, screw the water, you're going to fast land them and destroy them like that, so you have no need whatsoever for the water. In the red, we have Red Phil, which is quite suiting in my opinion, because, you know, I always hate it when we get someone who's called purple, and their colour is yellow. It confuses the hell out of me. So, let's have a look at the civilization. We are going to see Vikings for Phil Red, and in the blue we have Venom and Mangus, who is also playing as the Vikings, and playing in the colour blue, which is good. So, let's just have a quick look at the general tactic that we're going to see from both players. Dedicating quite a few villages to food in the start game, that's average, you know, that happens in every game, because of course you need to get that food count up, and then once you can get those fishing ships out, of course you can start doing a little bit of fishing with them, and then you can transfer more to wood, and start getting that just wood up to go for galleys. So, for Mangus, it's going to be pretty standard build. For Phil, however, he's going to want to get his wood count up quite a bit more. However, he could go for something like gold or stone, and he doesn't need quite as much wood as his opponent will, because he's not planning on committing to galleys at all, which is pretty damn handy, especially when you know you're doing that before it, because as we know, probably one of the worst things you can do is go into a game without a tactic, and there we go, luring that in without loom. Feeling pretty game. That was close. That is game. I would have put my money on the board there. So fishing ship coming out already. Over here, dock is going up. Scout finishing up over here. So let's check the scouting quickly. What do we have? Don't have a lot scouted in this direction, because he doesn't need it. He just needs to know he's on this side of the map and his water's on this side. He knows his opponent's in this area, so he can just land wherever the hell he wants. Is all good. Mangus as well taking the score lead at this stage. We do have that second ball coming in and being gutsy yet again. No loom still. Only just finishing it there. And we actually have, let's have a look at these villages. One surviving on 7 health and one surviving on 4. And I thought it was less than that. Must have improved his health while he was in the town center there. Because as we do know, they do love their medics in the town center. And anything else just important to note? Second ball is coming in over here. How many villages do we have on wood here? We have 2, 4, 6 for our friend Phil. How many do we have? We only have 5. A little bit behind, but not too bad. And Red on 24 population currently. Mangus on 25. But it looks like it's going to be pretty much neck and neck for the entire game this far. And probably going to see the advance really soon from Phil, just because of the fact he's not trying to get an epic galley proportion villager economy set up. So let's just take a quick note. Vikings, what do we know? I believe it's ships cost less. Let's just... That's wrong button there, if I can get rid of it. Let's just check this for those who don't know. Warships cost 20%. Sadly, that doesn't include transport ships, so that is really not that beneficial towards him. But what they do have is an awesome economy. Which means one thing, if he builds a good enough economy and his opponent can't touch it, he's going to be in a world of pain if he gets dropped and he starts going for an archer rush. Or if he castles him, or if he goes for a night rush, or something like that. Mangus will be in a lot of trouble. Going up on 29 population, let's just check out Mangus quite quickly. Going up on 26, so it looks like he's going to be at the feudal age a little bit quicker, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Because as I said, Mangus going for water control, Phil, not so much. Putting up the extra docks here, going for that galley rush, which is also important. Phil just advancing up now, slowly, well, not going to population block himself, actually. His opponent, yes, he is going to population block himself anyway, and that's going to delay the production of this transport ship, because he needs to get that house up ASAP. And here we go, transport ship is coming out. I love the fact he built another dock for this. That's just dedication right there. Plus, I guess if your opponent sees you have more than one dock, you're okay, because generally they expect you going for the galley rush. Stone being mined now, which is quite interesting actually, because we don't generally see stone mined until really late on any type of island map, really, because it's really for defense. Transport ship going past these galleys. Looks like he's going to get out of it just. This is going to be a close one. 20 HP on that guy there. But the bad news is, his opponent now knows that he's been landed. So let's just have a quick look at what we're going to see over here, just in retaliation to this land. Currently 2 idle villagers in retaliation, that's what we've got so far. But he is starting to get this wall off here in shape, which is good. But the fact still is, there's a barracks going up on his base. And he's built these 3 useless galleys. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 useless galleys at this stage, which really doesn't help your economy. At this stage in the game, you want every resource you have to mean it. We do have the watchtower going up at this stage, which is a pretty good just a bet in general. But the watchtower, of course, in a good position. It means he's going to be able to defend 3 of his villages on wood and this Scold here, but he's walling that off anyway, so it's not really going to be that helpful. We do see, though, Phil is going for this stone here again, which is really interesting. So it looks like we might see a fast castle age, and that's going to turn into a fast castle drop, which is pretty interesting. Losing that bit of wall there, just due to the fact he didn't have this villager on the right side. And of course, if Phil did actually move his villager forward here, he probably could have got the kill, or he could have deemed that the wall's not going to go up. And no looms still currently for Mangus. But if we look, we can see that Phil has gone for loom, because he knows he's going to be dropping his opponent pretty early. We are seeing the double archery range play right now, which means we are going to see quite a big skirmisher mix. And of course, his galleys over here actually trying to do some damage, when the fact is they can shoot at some houses and some buildings all they want, but they're not going to do any real damage. So checking out the economy quickly, we do have stone over here, we do have the gold in this section. Lots of farms up currently, because as Viking, you know, you get free wheelbarrow, you got to abuse it. This side, quite a few farms, we have a lot on gold, fair few on wood, and just lots on stone at this stage. So we are going to see a castle drop from Phil, and he's got the 700 already there, so he's going to drop it quite quickly. And where's he going to drop it? Right on his opponent's, well, face, really. He's going to take out this watchtower with it, going to be able to take out this stone wall, and it's going to push him off this wood here, which we have seen. He is going for a large skirmisher archer combination, well, actually quite a small skirmisher archer combination. And at this stage, it looks like he's coming out here to try and fight with these villagers without loom. And what happens to villagers without loom when they go up against any kind of unit at all? They die quite horribly, and that villager there getting built into the wall like the Great Wall of China. At least I thought they built people into that. I think they did, from memory. Something like that. But still continuing to do damage to these guys, and taking out this tower here pretty much as soon as he's ready to. And going to be able to take out this wall as soon as that's done as well. And what's the reaction from Mangus? Not a lot. He is going up to Castle Edge, so he's going to have some kind of defense. Going for the stable, so he is going to try and get some knights out to deal with these skirmishers and archers. But once you've got spears in there as well, plus when they get that Viking hit point advantage, it really starts to go up against you. Especially when you're this late into Castle Age from your opponent. I know, like 26 minutes into Castle Age isn't a bad time. But when your opponent's already in castle, got a castle up in your base and doing damage, then you're in trouble. Siege Workshop is up for Phil at this stage, and it looks like this piece of wall here is going to get taken down finally. Spearman doing his job there and stabbing that wall as fast as he can. And here we go. It looks like he is going to be caught here, not going to be able to get this wall up. Of course, only having those 25 hit points on those villagers with no armor means they are just going to get absolutely, well, shot to death with arrows, I guess. Lucky for them, he doesn't have chemistry yet, so they're not burning arrows. And losing these villagers here quite quickly. There we go. There is a defensive tower up on this location over here. However, still not the most hopeful thing in the world to do. Mangonel is coming out, so he's going to be able to deal with this reasonably okay. But still, going to lose quite a few villagers. Scout is going to die. These knights here as well could get killed off quite potentially. But the Mangonel coming in and managing to fix up most of this quite quickly. However, if we swap back over to Phil and look at what he hasn't stopped doing since he's really started his engagement, he hasn't stopped these villagers on stone. Which means we are going to see another castle drop as soon as he can. And what do we know about rams and mangonels? Mangonels are good against rams, but rams are also good against mangonels. And if a ram can chase down a mangonel, the ram wins. Which I'm sure a lot of people will find really interesting. And some great dancing there by those crossbows trying to take out this unit over here, but managing to survive through all of that. And here comes the battering ram going to go for the mangonel and chasing it all the way back into the base. The only way the mangonel can really go down here is if it does something stupid like stopping, taking a wrong turn, or having to reverse. However, I think it's going to be pretty safe at this stage. And oh, it's so close! Those villagers getting in the way. Looks like that ram will go down without tagging its opponent. We do have berserkers being created currently for red. He's going to manage to push in here quite quickly. And what's that? He's got enough stone for another castle. These villagers over here going to be moving a sound. And I have no idea what that means. I don't know. I don't know if it means his, like, sound isn't working, or if his opponent's been so stealthy putting these castles up that he's had no idea what's going on. Could be one or the other. And here we go. Let's see, where's he going to put this castle? Right here, on the blacksmith. Take this out, take these houses out. And at this stage, Venom Mangus is screwed. He's got 1, 2 town centers up, and a third going up. This castle over here going to pretty much just destroy this position for Mangus. He's not going to be able to hold it at all. And one Berserker there managing to take down that ram. What a valiant guy. Mangonel out currently for Phil. Going to be able to take out these rams. And Mangus resigning there because he knows there's nothing he can do against a castle with a Mangonel behind it. Nobody could do anything against a castle with a Mangonel behind it. So that is game number 2, proving that of course you can castle drop your opponent on islands, which is extremely unusual to see. So there we go. I will see you guys in the next game, which I'm going to call the fail game. I'll see you guys in that game. Welcome to the game where all may seem good and fun, but the thing is, you're doomed to fail. So, representing Australia in the AU clan in the green, and I guess you could say gold as well, because his opponent's kinda in the gold, we have AU condom, everyone's favourite form of contraceptive. And in the gold, orange, browny, marquee colour, whatever you want to call it, we have John Mendel playing as the Persians, and I should probably see who Condom is playing as. He's playing as the Saracens. So, straight off the bat, if you see Saracens on a map like this, you can think, you know, they have a decent grush, they can go for it. Persians as well, decent grush, so both players should be going for it. But in this, no they won't be, because Condom is going to be landing his opponent as fast as possible. So really seeing Saracens, it gives you really one main thing. Is he going to smush his opponent at this stage? Well, you definitely can do it, but it's really rare. I think I actually uploaded a game recently where somebody did actually smush on islands. I can't remember who played in it exactly, but I know it was islands, and he did rush straight over with Saracens, and he did just steamroll his opponent with monks, which was absolutely great to see. So Condom currently on 12 population. Let's check out what Mendel is on. You are on 14. 15, luring that boar in without loom, of course, because on island, who needs loom? They're not coming after your villagers. But Condom knows better. He knows he needs loom because he's going to be landing his opponent as quick as he possibly can to do the damage. Scores are still pretty close. Let's check the scouting real quick for no particular reason. I just need something to talk about for a while. Not a lot happening here. And actually, I did tell a story in one of my... I think it was the last Wacky Wednesday off the top of my head. Yes, if you want to hear more of that, again, post it in the comments alongside with what I should be doing for my 1,000 subscriber, Twitter follower, I don't know, viewer game playoff thingy. Just let me know what you think I should do. Condom just making it out of there on time because of that loom. Without that, he definitely would have lost that villager there. And looks like he is going to get out of this one without a bit too much trouble. And nearly lost his villager, but managed to get into the town centre all on the same time. So going out with the front dock as well means, of course, he's going to be playing more offensively. Back dock generally means your opponent's going to be playing a lot more passive. Or, of course, if you see the front dock, it will be into the back dock, you'll see an aggressive passive game. Or if it goes back dock into the front dock, you'll see the passive aggressive game. Or going from passive just to standard aggressive. It just... yeah, those don't really even matter. No matter where you put your dock is, generally you will be going aggressive. But the back dock generally means he's going to be trying to go for fishing ships. So John Mendel taking a score lead at this stage in the game. However, at this stage, there's not really a lot you can do in a score lead. So let's see what's Condom doing. He's going to stone. What does this indicate? It indicates it's a smush. That's what it indicates, because you can sell off that gold. I mean, you can sell off the stone for gold. But of course, that does give the option again, as we saw in the last game. There could be a castle drop, potentially towers as well. Whatever's going down. Still on one dock for Condom, because he knows he doesn't really need anything more at this stage. House going up there. Doesn't want to get population blocked at this stage. And John Mendel lost a villager. Let's see if we can find his corpse. It doesn't look like I can see him anywhere. Nope. But I don't think he's got loom still. Oh, he has got loom now. That's a good call. Probably should have got that. And Condom going up, getting that transport ship out already. Being quite quick. John Mendel, what are you doing? You've only got one dock up at this stage. Still not in feudal. And I really want to know if he wants to go for the grush. Alright, Condom is sending over those villagers right now. How many is he sending over? He is sending over a lot of villagers right now. He is sending over a full transport load of villagers, which is absolutely ridiculous. John Mendel, what are you up to? Are you going for anything? No. He doesn't want any galleys at this stage. He's too rich for galleys. Nobody needs galleys at this stage in the game. But of course, when your opponent starts dropping towers right here, there's not a lot you can do. So let's see what he's seeing right now. He knows they're there. If he's looking at the minimap, of course, or if he's controlling these villages, he knows. He hasn't got any villagers out yet, and that tower is up. So it is going to force the cancellation of this dock. Villagers here are potentially going to die, especially if he decides to garrison this tower, which he kind of is. Villager over here potentially going to go down as well. But kind of, again, going for this tower here. And if we look at the positioning of these towers, I'll just take Fog of War off. It gets the berries, yes, and it gets this first lumber. However, if we look, his main lumber camp's over here, his gold's over here. He's getting up 2 towers at this stage. He's going up to Castle Age. This doesn't look good for Condom right now. Yeah, he's getting some towers up. He's delayed his opponent a little bit. You gotta remember, he brought 10 villagers over to his opponent's island. If he can't kill 10 villagers, or at least keep 10 villagers idle and trying to defend, he's in a lot of trouble. Condom is still in front on the scores. However, John Mandel is just hitting Castle Age. What's his plan now? We can't really see anything. Dock, what's he going for? Another tower over on the dock. Going to be able to kill off these fishing ships. We are seeing fire ships being made for John Mandel at this point. Going to be able to go sink those all-important and just very strong fishing ships. But still, no military at all, because John Mandel knows he can hold it off at this stage. There's nothing ridiculous happening until he gets towers up around this area here, but until then, these towers here should work for quite good defense. Condom losing a villager there, most likely to this tower over here, and the fire ships are moving out. I'm going to be killing off these fishing ships without too much trouble. I keep going to say fishing ships. I really don't know why. But again, running towards a tower that's shooting at you, not the best plan in the world, especially when there's enough villagers around it to do some real damage to you. And damage getting done over here. We are seeing these guys over here doing some damage. Fishing ships all killed off by the looks of it. Looks like they all got sunk quite badly. Condom, he's definitely got up what he needs. However, he's not in Castle Age. He has no economy whatsoever, really, compared to his opponent right now. His opponent has a great economy and is in Castle Age, I will note. He's going out with another town centre, and what can he do at this stage? He's got a bunch of towers up, he's creating a few more towers, but apart from that, nothing. That's all he can do is continue to create towers. And if we check his stone count right about now, it's getting pretty low. So there's not going to be a lot he can do right now to defend, especially when there's all these ships just hanging out around his base. He's lost water control at this stage. It's going to be next to impossible to get out unless he can hide a bunch of docks and get the damage on there right now. More towers going up, of course, forcing that defense there means that these stone count will be going lower and lower at this stage. And of course, getting taken out here quite slowly. And this town centre is pretty much useless at this stage, so he has neglected this town centre's use. Trying to take out this tower yet again. However, villagers, of course, rebuilding it. Some, of course, has he got murder holes yet? I don't think he's got murder holes. But of course, villagers rebuilding will be able to kill it off faster. Well, rebuild it faster than they can kill it off. Another tower going up right now for John Mandel. He does have this complete stone area to himself right now. He does have towers up in this location, so Condom shouldn't be able to pass this unbreakable barrier here. Town centre coming up in this section over here, and if we look at the scores, it's 2,200, Condom sitting on 1,800. At this point, it really looks like Condom's screwed. Anything interesting going on over here? No, just not enough resources to rebuild those farms. By the look of it, either that or he's not looking properly. Let's have a look over here. Town centre is going up, so that means there's going to be an even bigger advance for John Mandel right now. And still, doesn't look like there's going to be a lot else left at this stage. Currently 25 minutes into the game, and John Mandel's pretty much got a really good defense going on right now. He's been able to do quite a bit. Surprised we actually haven't seen that next fletching upgrade for John Mandel. Really interesting, and it looks like we are going to see quite a good wall off here from Condom, actually. Playing very smart here, getting this tower up, going to start hitting these units over here, as well as hitting these ones over here. And of course, houses his wall off, why not? Right now though, John Mandel getting this tower up over here, might go up just before Condom. This is going to be a close one, and that is a really close one. However, John Mandel should be able to take this. He does have more villagers in the area, should be able to take out this tower without too much trouble. It is walled off slightly by these houses, 42 hit points on that, not a lot. But again, Mandel just can't run in there and kill them. This tower will get a few hits off at this stage. And looks like he either deleted that house or got killed. I didn't really see it at this stage. And here we go, John Mandel running in here, trying to kill off this tower. Because of course he wants this stone to get more defensive towers of his own up. And Condom trying to kill off this one here. However, if he garrisons this town center, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And walling those villagers in there, that is a good job by Condom, actually trolling like a champion right now. He knows all is lost, so why the hell not start doing a bit of trolling? We are seeing this market go up for Condom, and it looks like he's got a lot of gold actually there available to him. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him buy some food and try and get up to Castle Age to try and do something here. But there's the GG from Condom. He knows he's not going to be able to pull this off. He's done quite well. Very valiant effort by him. And thank you for sending it in. Because people hate sending in fail games for some reason. Anyway, I have one more game left for you guys. And it is actually really good. So stick around for that one. And I'll see you in game number 4. Welcome to the final game of this Wacky Wednesday series, and it is a good one. Playing in the red, we have KLRZ River Plantation, and in the grey, we have KLRZ Johnny Bravo. He will be playing as the Chinese, and River will be playing as, what were you playing as? I can't remember. The Persians, which is also a good civilization. They did actually have one of the tasks in my first Wacky Wednesday, which was the, it was the Persian douche, of course, where you delete your town center, build it next to your opponent, and try and kill that off extremely quickly, and just screw them for the rest of the game from there, because of course town centers do cost 275 wood, which is not cheap. Persian town center starts off with double hit points, so chances are if you build it next to them, you're going to win. So, what are we going to see in this game? A lot of interesting things, and of course the theme that we've carried through this entire episode so far, the fast land into some kind of harassment, into some kind of awesomeness. KLRZ clan as well, I believe they have been sending in games as well for quite a while, so great job guys, keep it up. And also I will say Wacky Wednesday episode 4 challenge will be at the end of this video, so that's a good reason to keep watching right now, and I think it's a good interesting one. And I actually have talked it over with a few people. I do have a few that I really want to do, but I don't know if they're too ridiculous or not. So I think the one I've got in mind will suffice for now. So the question is, what are we going to see right now from River? Is he going to go for a really high pop advance, like we saw in our first game with Wizard? Or is he going to go for a really, really low advance time, and try and get his opponent off guard and just take him out as soon as possible? Right now, Chinese player, of course, dedicating a lot of his resources to food because, well, you start off with less food as Chinese, that's new. And, of course, I think in 1.0, I think when the game was in 1.0, Chinese actually started off with 50 food and were an absolute powerhouse, and they actually got rid of that just because they were so ridiculously overpowered. But, I don't know, I think that's how it was at the start. I'm not 100% on that. But still, we can see that River's main goal at this stage seems to be getting that food count up, which is exactly what we want to see. And I think I'm actually River currently on 200 food, which is pretty good at this stage in the game. And yes, there's a lot of chat in this game, so I'm going to try and stay on the other person's point of view, mainly due to the fact I love seeing their point of view when they get landed, and the fact that they do so well. I hate it just having chat pop up over and over and over again, and I'm sure you guys hate seeing it in the video as well. So we've got River Plantation up into the feudal age at 10 minutes, which is quite a good time, and I'm sure we're about to see a, well, transport ship come out straight away. Here come the villagers to get on the transport ship. Come on, guys. There we go. And leaving most of his villagers here on stone, keeping some there, of course, keeping some on wood, no gold being used at this stage, and it looks like we've got none on food either. So screw the villagers, he's going for full aggression at this stage, which means he's going to have to build scouts, wood and stone. He's going to have to build something that's made out of wood. He is going to have to house rush his opponent right now. But here we go, moving in with the villagers. And something really important to note right about now. The town centre is gone. That is right. What are we going to see? We're going to see a Persian douche on a fast land on islands. Now that is awesome. This villager here most likely going to get taken out. These guys over here. Both players have got loom at this stage, so it's not too bad. This town centre is getting built up. And, you know, it's a Persian town centre. Chances are it's going to win. This tower over here, though, going to do a lot of damage, especially if it comes up before the town centre, because as we know, towers do a lot of damage to villagers. Bringing in more reinforcements, though, for these villagers. And there goes the Persian town centre, going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Spearmen there should get taken out quite quickly. And this tower looks like it's next on the agenda to go down. And I'll just... yeah, the scores are right. They just didn't look right there. But still, we've got Johnny Bravo over here playing quite a good game. He knows what he's doing. He's got his villagers out there on his deer. He's got his wood continuing to come in. He's got a little bit of gold there. He knows what he's doing. And I can guarantee that he was going for the garage right now because there's the galley. And that's the reason he's on gold right now. But I don't know what he's going to do. And just looking at the base right now for River, he's going to have to go with villagers and towers. That's about all he can really do. And this is my favourite bit. He starts walling his opponent in as well. I absolutely love that. Tower does go up on this section over here, just completely neglecting the ability of these berry bushes to give out food. And this villager here is going to be stuck and going to have to stand there, enduring painful after painful arrow hit until he, of course, falls over into the house and disappears. Watchtower is coming up over here on the stone. However, villagers don't like being attacked by watchtowers, as we noted by this guy over here, but he just stood and took it. He was a man. And it looks like these guys over here going to go for this watchtower, but it is going to get taken out quite quickly. If we do look, the repairs have been issued on this town center more than once, so that's the reason the Persian one's having so much trouble at this stage. But, you know, here's another thing as well. It's not always worth garrisoning 10 villagers inside that tower. That, I think they hold 15, don't they? Yeah, they hold 15. I think the maximum you can put in them is 10 to get arrow fire. Just off the top of my head, there's a little bit of knowledge for anyone who wants to douche their opponents. And running through here, losing quite a few villagers actually right now. Starting to get a bit of trouble out, and we actually had a great score thing there. We had a bit of stripes going on, and stripes are always awesome in the score, something we don't generally see. On this island over here, berry bushes still, but neglecting wood, of course, is really going to cost you, especially when you're using town center aggression like this, because it means you're going to have to repair, and that means sending out these villagers to actually get those repairs done. Another tower is going up for Johnny Bravo in this section over here. We did see a little bit of palisade trying to come up around these stone patches and over here a little bit, but not going to happen. Johnny is doing a pretty good defense at this stage in the game. I'm just loving the fact he actually tried to douche his opponent on this. This is absolutely great. And still creating more villagers over here for Bravo, so continuing up with his macro at the moment. Good plan, of course. Tower over here, getting more damage onto this guy here, and running past this town center right now, and he's going to lose one villager, but still getting two. Looks like a pretty decent effort so far, and what's he going to do? What are you doing with these villagers? They are running away. He's going to try and wall his opponent stone in. This is pretty harsh right now. This villager over here looks like he's going to try and wall this gold. However, he will be stabbed to death, as we've seen multiple times, or at least using that karate training. It looks like they have some kind of knife, but it also looks like karate, and I'm going to pretend to myself that they're doing karate. This section over here, getting that wall up again, because of course that's necessary. And this really, that's really going to hurt his stone income. Like, you wouldn't believe how much that's actually going to hurt. So, I guess, again, while we're waiting, I'll chuck in another thing here. Remember to follow me on Twitter, because the 1000 games will be coming from there. I will be tweeting at people on that and saying, do you want to play this game? And they'll either say yes or no. So if you're not on Twitter, you can't play. So get on there and just follow me as quickly as possible. Because it's going to be as soon as I hit 1000 subs that I'll be deciding who's playing. And, well, 1000 subs is really close. Also, I will remind you as well, remember to comment in the video below that what type of games do you want to play? What type of games do you want to see out of this match? Do you want to see some custom scenario, like CBA could be cool if we have, I don't know, maybe TeamSpeak or something on? Maybe a mass Skype call between everyone? I don't know, but something awesome going on like that. Town Center over here, going to get taken down by a river at this stage, so that is quite successful. Wall off going up across here, which is good. Town Center over here, this is now his area. He gets to build up in this area. Johnny Bravo at this stage not looking quite so good with his mass stone villagers on that one piece there. Forced to build a town center back over here, but there's already a tower up in this section for a river. He is thinking ahead right now. Lots of villagers over here going to get taken out quite quickly by this tower. However, town center does go up, and that means it should be able to take out this tower without too much trouble. And if we actually look, we can see that River is adopting into his nice home pretty well. Of course, needing to take out those watchtowers before he can really start to develop his new area. So that's going to be the next one going. This tower over here going to prove a bit of a problem if it goes up before this one, but looks like River's going to just get out of it. However, this tower over here might be able to do quite a bit of damage at this stage. And this stage in the game is where you want to see scouts. I will remind you as well, this is 31 minutes into the game, and both players are still in feudal age. So, River's not only really taken his economy down himself, but he's hurt his opponent enough to be able to do that kind of damage. And right now, walls are useless on islands when you have a transport ship. Why? Because you can just jump over here, you can just hop onto the other side of the base, and do some damage. And that, of course, damage being done with towers. Tower going up on the back of this wood area here means he's not going to be able to gather from it. Trying to get that wall off in, but it's not going to be enough. These villagers over here, looks like they are starting to take some serious damage from this tower. However, this tower is going to go up and is going to start to get some good defense out at this stage. And it looks like River might be in trouble at this stage. However, he is getting some damage on these villagers. All these villagers starting to hit really low HP. And only 32 population at this stage for Johnny Bravo. River on 38, which again, not the best in the world, but still pretty decent. Lots of units over here still getting taken out. Again, just trying to do as much as he can to prevent the gathering of stone, which is pretty smart. So at this stage, just building as whatever he feels like around those stone mines. Looks pretty safe over here for Johnny right now, but again, looks like we're actually seeing a wall off over here for Johnny, but looks like that tower will come up whether he wants it to or not. This area over here still under assault, however, he has been forced to put up a lot of towers, and his villagers really have been taking it off just because of the fact they've been idled for so long, and building towers, because towers are really hurtful to build. And this section over here getting walled in, which is good, but potentially going to lose a few villagers over here actually, mainly due to the fact they're on such low HP, and losing all of them actually in that just situation at the moment. Johnny down to 31 villagers right now, and how's that villager production doing? Good. He is keeping that production up, but not a lot he can do. Tower coming up over here, definitely a good position, going to be able to fight off anything on this stone mine, as well as taking out, well, not being able to get hit by these towers. And looks like these towers over here will be taken out quite quickly. And some great villager micro there as well. Managing to take out as many arrows as he can. This villager over here looks like it will be, well, shot to death with arrows again. Losing one villager over here, but again, that's not too bad for the price of a tower. And what can we see going down at this stage? Point difference, by the way, is about 500 in favour of River. So, in my opinion, so far in these games, it's looking like, again, this is a perfectly viable tactic. Of course, if you don't commit too much to fishing chips and don't lose too many galleys, you can definitely land your opponent like this and get away with it. I would actually love to see some great high-level games where this happened, however, I couldn't find any. River managing to get to Castle Age at this stage in the game. So what's he going to go for? Is he going to go for Knights? It looks like he is, considering we do have this stable up. He has developed this entire area over here into a nice agricultural area. A lot better than Johnny Bravo which was doing with it, which was just building and civilizing it with houses and whatnot and barracks. That's not what he wants to see. We want nice farmland and pastures in this side of the base. This section over here can be civilized as much as you want, but this section, we're going to stick to the agricultural. Right now as well, River up by about 600, 700 points, which is absolutely great. He just needs to get a few knights out and he should be able to do a lot of damage. Battering ram coming in through this section over here, looks like it will not be able to do too much. Getting attacked by those towers is doing quite a bit of damage to actually, and that villager there going to be able to do quite a bit too. Battering ram, I don't think it's going to be able to take out this tower in time, because that villager should be able to karate it to death. I don't know, what word would you use there? Karate to death? Karate chop it to death? I don't know how you would say that in proper English. Karate it to death. That just doesn't sound right. That's definitely not right. It was karate to death? Yeah, that's definitely not right. Mangonel over here as well, trying to get some damage on this, killing his own villager with it, of course, unless it was shot to death by that tower over there. However, I don't believe it was. It looked like it died to that Mangonel. And what is the defense right now for Johnny Bravo? His defense is a few towers and a town center. That's all he's really got in play right now. Of course, Mangonel's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. And here comes the villager offense right now. Damage getting onto this Mangonel and killing a lot of his villagers there in the process. That's the way to do it. This area over here going to be completely under the control of River any second now. Currently 15 minutes into the game, and we can see Johnny Bravo's really just started to go for Castle Age. It's not looking good for him right now. And, sacrificing a few of his villagers there to get a good hit. Mangonel constantly being rebuilt. And villagers, as we do know, don't stand a chance against giant flying rocks. And this is looking like good game right now for Johnny Bravo. Not a lot he can do at this stage in the game. He doesn't really have anything to defend this town center. He's not in Castle Age yet, so we can't even do anything. Are we seeing any knights? No knights either. Nothing yet but siege and towers. And doing a shit ton of damage over here, actually. 31 population still. And this, of course, being something you can remember just from ever, if this ever happens to you. 51 minutes into the game, men-at-arms are not a good option. I mean, 51 minutes in, you should have a herd of elephants ready to kill your opponent if you haven't been harassed. Even in this situation right now, that's still pretty hard. And Manu resigning out there. Looks like we're going to see Johnny Bravo resign out any second now as well. I wouldn't be surprised actually if you've seen the good game already. And Night War is going on at this stage. However, it looks like it's going to be heavily in the favour of River, which is fair enough, and actually it's not resigning there, which is interesting. Siege Workshop is going forward, so we are seeing the offense right now for Johnny Bravo. However, there's not a lot he's going to be able to do. This section is completely under the control of River. We do see spears getting created at this stage in the game. However, against Knights, again, not going to be able to do too much at this stage, because they do have those armor upgrades, they do have the attack upgrade, and they do have the bloodlines upgrade. Again, not a lot you can do. Playing as Chinese, of course, it does mean you did have an advantage with the villager start, but when it's screwed over like this, there's not a lot you can do. War Galleys as well right now for River, because he hasn't lost water control at this stage. He managed to keep his opponent down just enough to be able to do that. Stable over here, getting beaten to death with swords, as we do know in this game. Hit something long enough with any blunt object, it will catch fire. And of course, we do know, if you shoot a missile at a spearman, generally it dies. That's just how it generally goes. This section over here being killed off quite quickly. We are seeing the castle go up right now, but again, doesn't have murder holes, so knights should be able to deal with it without too much trouble, especially when they've got that 2+2 upgrade on the armor. Not going to be able to do much at all. Town center getting taken down here as well. Have seen one in the back here, but this is about all that Johnny has left. He has this castle, this barracks, town center. He has a blacksmith, of course. Smith has got to be in there, and of course a stable as well. Taking out these towers with these knights. Knights, of course, being the best option for this situation by far. Going to be able to take out this section quite easily. Wouldn't be surprised to see this tower here get taken down, this one, and then the castle go. Chickanews are being created, but of course aren't the best answer to knights by far. Of course they do attack multiple times, which is absolutely awesome, and people love them for that. But still, castle, knights, Chickanoo, knights with good armor. You know how that's going to end. Castle here will be taken down by the knights, as we do know, like I pointed out before, hit something with a blunt object long enough, it will catch fire. So remember that when you're camping, or rub two sticks together. This section over here being killed off quite quickly. And well, with this going through right now, we know that Johnny Bravo's screwed. So at this time, I don't really have a lot to talk about right now, honestly. So I guess the main things to take out of this game is... And there we go, Tin resigning out as well. So we've got Manu and Tin resigning out right now. All we are waiting on is Johnny Bravo to finally throw in that towel, which he needed to about 20 minutes ago. And Castle being taken out here. And Saboteur not even being allowed to... Well, Petard at the stage not even being allowed to do its job. Town Center over here, not a lot it can do again. And there's literally nothing left in play at all for Johnny Bravo. I don't think he even has a unit producing structure left. And there is a River resigning out because he couldn't be bothered to finish the game by the look of it. So there we go. That is Wacky Wednesday, episode 3. And it was the Fast Land. There we go, guys. It has been done. There we go. So next week, well, the challenge for next time is you're going to be taking the way of doubt in this. You are going to be massing skirmishes. All game. I don't care if you're pushing massively with skirmishes in the Feudal Age, the Castle Age, the Imperial Age. Main thing is, it needs to be matched skirmishes. All the real damage needs to be done by skirmishes. And of course, I'm not limiting you to only skirmishes. Like, feel free to mix another few units in there, but it has to be a lot of skirmishes. Like, I'm saying, like, if you built, like, 3 or 4 skirmishes in Feudal Age, feel free to max, like, 1 spear in for that, like a 4 skirmishes to 1 spear combo sounds pretty good. Just because I do know, if you do build enough skirmishes, they can get taken out very quickly by scouts. So, things to take out of this game, send me your videos with mass skirmish damage. Follow me on Twitter for that chance to play in the 1,000 subscriber awesome mega fun zone game. And also, leave comments in the bottom on what type of games we should play. Do you want to see a 4v4 deathmatch on Tiny? Do you want to see a big game of CBA? Something like that. I'm not a big custom scenario fan myself, but I can play, of course. Everyone can play CBA. Well, at least most people have. It's a good way to work on your micro skills, in my opinion. Of course, my opinion. So that is Wacky Wednesday, episode 3. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.